Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine when you heard a noise in the dead of night, a whisper of something unseen lurking just beyond the veil of darkness? What if I told you that some legends, passed down through centuries, might be more than just stories? What if vampires, those creatures of the night we thought existed only in books and movies, were not entirely a work of fiction? The truth, as with most things shrouded in mystery, is often stranger than fiction. For centuries, tales of the undead have captivated and terrified us, weaving their way into the fabric of cultures across the globe. These are not mere ghost stories, but accounts of beings with an insatiable thirst, a thirst not for blood, but for the very essence of life itself. Join me as we delve into the chilling world of real-life vampires, exploring the ancient origins of the myth, documented historical cases, and the scientific explanations behind the vampire mystique. Prepare to confront the darkness and uncover the truth if you dare. The vampire myth, far from being a recent invention, stretches back millennia, deeply rooted in the folklore of ancient civilizations. Long before Bram Stoker put pen to paper, tales of bloodthirsty creatures preyed on the fears of our ancestors. In ancient Mesopotamia, for instance, legends spoke of the Ekimmu, vengeful spirits who rose from the grave to seek out the blood of the living. These malevolent entities, much like the vampires of later lore, were believed to drain the life force from their victims, leaving behind a trail of death and despair. Similarly, Slavic folklore is replete with tales of the Strigoi, undead beings who cast off the shackles of death to terrorize the living. These creatures, often depicted as bloated and disfigured, were said to possess superhuman strength and an insatiable hunger for blood. Villages lived in fear of the Strigoi, taking elaborate precautions to protect themselves from its clutches. While ancient legends provide a glimpse into the early origins of the vampire myth, documented historical cases offer a more chilling glimpse into the possibility of real-life vampires. These stories, passed down through generations, have left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. These cases, often shrouded in fear and superstition, detail events that defy rational explanation, leaving us to wonder if the line between myth and reality is as clear as we'd like to believe. The eerie atmosphere of these tales continues to haunt us, blurring the boundaries between the known and the unknown. One such case is that of Peter Blagojevich, an 18th-century Serbian peasant who allegedly returned from the grave to terrorize his village. His story is one of the most well-documented vampire cases in history, providing a fascinating yet terrifying glimpse into the past. According to accounts from the time, Blagojevich, after dying under mysterious circumstances, rose from his grave to prey on his former neighbors, spreading fear and death in his wake. The villagers were left in a state of panic, unsure of how to protect themselves from this undead menace. The villagers, gripped by terror, exhumed Blagojevich's grave, only to find his body unnaturally preserved, with blood staining his lips and a look of unholy malice etched on his face. This discovery only fueled their fear and confirmed their worst suspicions. Driven to desperate measures, they drove a stake through his heart, an act that seemed to finally bring an end to the reign of terror. This act of desperation was their only hope to restore peace and safety to their village. Another chilling case is that of Mercy Brown, a young woman from Rhode Island who, in the late 19th century, succumbed to the grip of consumption, a disease we now know as tuberculosis. Her tragic story is a stark reminder of how fear and superstition can take hold in times of crisis. When other members of her family fell ill and died, suspicion fell upon Mercy, who was believed to have become a vampire in death. The villagers' fear of the unknown led them to take drastic measures to protect themselves. Her body was exhumed, and to the horror of the townsfolk, it appeared remarkably well preserved, with blood still present in her heart. This discovery only deepened their belief that Mercy was indeed a vampire. Convinced that Mercy was indeed a vampire, they burned her heart and fed the ashes to her ailing brother, a desperate attempt to lift the curse. This ritual, though macabre, was their last hope to save their loved ones from the grip of the supernatural. Section 4. The Science of Shadows, Unveiling the Medical Mysteries. While the historical accounts of vampires are undeniably chilling, it's important to approach such tales with a healthy dose of skepticism and a thirst for scientific understanding. These stories, though fascinating, often mask the true nature of human ailments and the limitations of historical medical knowledge. Many of the symptoms attributed to vampirism in the past can now be explained by medical conditions that were poorly understood at the time. These conditions, when viewed through the lens of modern science, reveal a much more grounded and less supernatural explanation. Porphyria, for instance, is a rare blood disorder that can cause a range of symptoms, including extreme sensitivity to sunlight, paleness, and even receding gums, which might have given the appearance of elongated fangs. This condition, though rare, provides a compelling explanation for many vampire-like traits. In an era without modern medicine, it's not hard to imagine how someone suffering from porphyria might have been mistaken for a creature of the night. The lack of understanding and fear of the unknown often led to such misinterpretations. Catalepsy, a neurological disorder characterized by muscle rigidity and a trance-like state, could also have contributed to the belief in vampires. This condition can make individuals appear lifeless, adding to the eerie and supernatural aura surrounding them. Individuals in a cataleptic state may appear dead, with slowed breathing and a lack of pulse, leading to premature burials and the chilling possibility of waking up trapped inside a coffin. Such occurrences would have undoubtedly fueled the fear and myth of the undead. Furthermore, clinical vampirism, also known as Renfield syndrome, is a rare mental disorder characterized by an obsession with blood and the consumption of it. This psychological condition adds another layer to the complex tapestry of vampire lore. Individuals with this condition may feel an overwhelming urge to drink blood, often their own or that of animals. This behavior, while disturbing, is rooted in psychological distress rather than supernatural influence. While this disorder doesn't turn people into supernatural beings, it does provide a disturbing, real-world parallel to the vampire myth. Understanding these medical conditions helps demystify the legends and brings a human element to the stories that have captivated us for centuries. Section 5. The Modern Vampire, from Page to Subculture. While science has shed light on the medical mysteries that may have fueled the vampire myth, the allure of the vampire has only grown stronger in the modern era. The fascination with these creatures of the night has evolved, adapting to the changing times and cultural landscapes. From literature and film to subcultures and role-playing games, vampires have transcended their folkloric roots to become enduring cultural icons. They have infiltrated various forms of media, influencing fashion, music, and even lifestyle choices. Bram Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897, is arguably the most influential vampire novel of all time. Its impact on the genre is immeasurable, setting the stage for countless adaptations and reinterpretations. Stoker's chilling tale of the Transylvanian Count, with his hypnotic gaze, aristocratic charm, and insatiable thirst for blood, established many of the tropes that continue to define the vampire genre today. These elements have become synonymous with the very essence of what it means to be a vampire in popular culture. In more recent times, the Twilight Saga, a series of novels and films, captivated a new generation with its romantic portrayal of vampires as alluring and sympathetic figures. This modern take on the vampire mythos introduced themes of teenage angst and forbidden love, resonating deeply with young audiences. While these modern vampires differ significantly from their folkloric predecessors, they share a timeless appeal, embodying themes of immortality, forbidden love, and the duality of good and evil. Their stories continue to captivate audiences, offering a blend of horror and romance that is hard to resist. Beyond the realm of fiction, real-life vampire subcultures have emerged, embracing the vampire aesthetic and, in some cases, even engaging in blood-drinking practices. These communities often gather in secretive, dimly lit venues, creating an atmosphere that mirrors the dark allure of the vampire legend. These individuals, often drawn to the allure of the supernatural and the mystique of the vampire lifestyle, form communities where they can explore their fascination with the vampire mythos. They find a sense of belonging and identity within these groups, celebrating their shared passion for the enigmatic and eternal vampire. Section 6. Conclusion: the enduring enigma of the vampire. As we've journeyed through the shadows of the vampire myth, from its ancient origins to its modern incarnations, one question lingers: are vampires merely figments of our collective imagination, or is there a grain of truth hidden within the legends? While science has provided plausible explanations for many of the symptoms associated with vampirism, there remain unexplained historical accounts and a persistent fascination with these creatures of the night. Perhaps the enduring power of the vampire myth lies in its ability to tap into our deepest fears and desires, exploring themes of mortality, immortality, and the seductive allure of the unknown. Whether vampires are real or not, one thing is certain: their hold on our imaginations remains as strong as ever. So the next time you find yourself captivated by a vampire movie or engrossed in a vampire novel, remember that behind the fiction lies a rich tapestry of history, folklore, and human psychology, a testament to the enduring power of the stories we tell ourselves about the things that lurk in the shadows. What do you think? Are vampires real, or are they simply a product of our imaginations? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going.